Do I look too washed out with black?
No, you look beautiful. How about right there?
Are we filming?
No. Yeah.
That's such an old person kiss.
What's going on, guys? My name is Noah, and by popular demand from all corners of the world, it was brought to my attention by one incredible Patreon supporter that we need to share how we met. So this is my wife, Jessie, and I literally told her that I wanted her to come on the channel, 20 minutes ago. I figure why not, because everybody likes a good love story, so I hope you guys enjoy ours. Basically, she's just gonna tell you that she saw me and she was overwhelmed with feelings. Yeah. Right? Uh-huh. Right, it was a stormy night in Paris. The wind was blowing through my then...
I've never been to Paris. How come you've never taken me?
It was a stormy, stormy night in Paris. She saw me and she had to have me. So she tranked me. Dragged me into a corner. Uh-huh. And it's been lust at first sight ever since.
We met at a gym.
We met at a gym. Yeah, we met at the
YMCA.
At the YMCA. Mm-hmm. I hawk-eyed her because I was like, young, defenseless girl, get her, steal her.
Ooh, stop.
Take her into your lair of Cradle Rob.
Cradle Rob.
Anarchy, anarchy.
You're so weird.
I have to admit, we were on each other's radar, but like not really on each other's radar. Like, I met her, she said hi to me.
I knew who he was. I wasn't like into him though at all.
She was, I think she would always give me these eyes when I would walk by like looking incredible, and she would go, right? Something like that.
I lived with my best friend who actually had a crush on him.
Oh, yeah.
Noah for a while, and so I knew who he was just because of that, but I wasn't like attracted to him. Like, I don't know, he wasn't someone that I was like, oh no, oh my god. So I walked in one day, Noah was sitting at the front desk talking to somebody. I don't know who he was talking to, I don't remember. I came home and I was like, oh my god, you guys, Noah got fat.
She saw me when I was lean, and then she saw me when I was heavy, so she got the full spectrum. I'm glad we brought that up.
Well, because I always saw him working out, and
right.
We were like always on the treadmill or playing basketball, and he was very fit. And then I saw him like later that year, and he was very different.
Very different, yeah. But we later ended up hanging out at the YMCA, like officially. Like my buddy and I came in, my best friend Rob, and we were just like, it was a Friday night, I think. It's like, hey, Catherine, who was the girl that had a crush on me. We love you, Catherine.
Love you.
You are #family, #blessed. Congrats on the baby and the husband. But yeah, we like asked Catherine, we're like, Catherine, would you call the twins, have them come hang out with us? It was very impulsive, very, very impulsive. Do you remember that phone call?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I remember.
Did you get all like flustered with excitement? Were you overwhelmed?
The boy wanted to hang out with me.
Yeah.
I don't remember how I felt. I just remember the situation.
You just went for it?
Yeah.
We had both come off of super shitty relationships just before that whole hangout.
Noah's friend Robbie, we kind of like split off. Like I went out and hung out with him. He had just gotten like a new car.
So I was hanging out with Andy, her sister first. We were like, hey, you hang out with one twin for 30 minutes. I'll hang out with the other. And then we'll trade, it'd be silly. And then I don't really know.
I don't know what they were thinking.
I don't know what we were thinking either. We were just like twins. But I hung out with her sister first. We played some racquetball, and it was very uncomfortable. I did not feel comfortable. Like, I knew Andy, just like I knew Jessie, like, hey, but like being alone with her, I just felt awkward. The vibe was bad. And when Jessie came back out from like hanging out with Rob, did you guys kiss? I'm just kidding.
Yes, totally.
I know you didn't, because you had your eyes on this Jewish-looking nose.
Yeah.
Andy and I played an awkward racquetball, tried to make conversation, very awkward conversation, and then Jessie comes in and says, I remember you saying like, my turn, or I want to play. I think it was I want to play. Probably. But she came in and the air just got lighter, and it just got so much easier to just relax. And Andy left, and I just felt, no offense, Andy, because you might see this, but I just felt better. Like, I just felt better the moment you walked in. I felt like I could just put my shoulders down and
goofing around.
Yeah, so we ended up just goofing around that whole night. We had fun. We played racquetball. She was just jovial and laughing the whole time, and it was great. And
he's pretty funny.
We just like got along fast. We got along really, really fast. We ended up hanging out again a second time. And that second time, I came over to her apartment, and my buddy Robbie and her sister were already making out in the back room. Wow. A lot of that. Jessie just had this no bullshit energy about her, and so she's like, do you want to look through some old photo books? You're just trying to keep me entertained. So we looked through photo books.
Trying to keep him from not trying to make a move on.
Exactly. I basically, she just had like the ultimate red light energy, like, hey, person I'm just getting to know as a friend, don't touch me. And I was like, I want to touch you. So we hung out for a little bit. We went disc golfing. Andy and Robbie, my best friend, her twin sister, they literally are acting like they're in love. They know each other for like 2 seconds. And Jessie and I are walking, and I'm about to grab her hand. And this is a true story. I'm about to grab her hand because I was like, I want to hold her hand. Like, she's pretty. Like, meh. And right before I do, what did you say to me?
Just so you know, I'm not like my sister.
Just so you know, I'm not like my sister. Basically, she's like, don't try anything. I think I remember being like, yeah, no. Of course. Like, that's good. Because I don't want to touch any part of your body. Instantly felt nervous after that. I was like, oh geez, like, is this going bad? Is she enjoying kicking with me? Like, I don't know. Third day came, and we'd hung out 3 days in a row. The next night we came, you and I went on like a drive or something. And then we went back to I lived in a yurt at the time. So we came back to the yurt and we were listening to music, and I could not read her, like, at all. I just couldn't get a sense if she was like enjoying my time or our time together. She was just doing it because.
It was like day 3. I was trying to get to know you.
I know. But I just didn't want, you guys know the trap. You can't. Third time hanging out, you can get friend zoned.
Oh yeah, don't.
You can get friend zoned. So we're hanging out. I think it's going well, but I can't read her. I honestly, that's been like a hallmark of our entire relationship. We've been together 10 years. Reading her is the gift and skill that I've had to hone and develop, because I'm more of like a.
He's an open book.
Yeah, I'm more of an open book, and Jessie's like a gigantic, beautiful onion. There's just many layers and a lot of tears to get to them.
I make him cry a lot.
So right, that night, I looked at her. I just basically told her that I didn't know how this was going, and I didn't know if she could tell, but I didn't want to fall into the friend zone. And I said, if you think I'm starting to go into the friend zone, please say something, because I didn't want to be in the friend zone. And I think you said something to the effect of like,
I won't like go to the friend zone.
Yeah, like I'll let you know, or I won't let you fall into the friend zone. And that was the first time where I was like, hey, like, all right, like, she likes me, or at least likes me a little, or like, I'm not just some.
You made me laugh.
Yeah, like it validated and confirmed that we'd gotten along really, really well for those 3 days. And I think we had our first kiss that night. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that night I slipped her that church tongue. It looked something like this. I was like,
should we show?
I think we ended up spending every single day and night
for like
together for like basically a year.
My sister hated us.
Oh, I know. We fell very head over heels very, very fast after that. Inseparable. It was incredible. It was so natural. We didn't get into our first like spat for what? Like a year? Year and a half? I mean, we got along really well. I remember the first night we spent apart, it was like months into our relationship. I mean, we compromised sleep and health. We were just always awake, up late, hanging out. Getting sick, not caring. Yeah, just swapping it back and forth. That new relationship excitement. And it never, I mean, I'm still excited to be with her. And this is 10 years later. 10 years later, 13 kids.
5 grandkids.
5 grandkids now.
We look good, don't we?
And that's the story of how we met. And there's a million stories in between, but I like the way we met. I felt like we both weren't looking for anything, and that's the honest to God truth.
Total opposite.
And I really do feel like that was a profoundly important quality that we both shared. It was like I'd just gotten out of a toxic relationship. She'd gotten out of a toxic relationship. We just got along. And it was one of those things where we're like, shit, we're just, okay, God. And I was like, this person is perfect for me. And I went with it, and she did too. And I'm glad because we're married. She's my best friend. I better be her best friend. At least she should say that on camera.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad that we made that phone call and you came to the YMCA. That worked out really well for me. Yeah. So yeah, and, well, mostly for you.
Ew!
This is absolutely the backbone of my entire life and existence. She's seen me through everything. We're in a really good space in our relationship right now. If any of you follow the channel for any length of time, you know how incredibly wonderful of a woman I have. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you, babe, for being on the channel. I really appreciate it. Yeah. And do you have any advice, any love advice for anyone?
Just be honest.
Okay.
Open and honest.
That's good advice. Adios.
Adios.